is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is excited about how you make them feel. They feel happy when they're with you, but also I think they're calm around you, which is an interesting dynamic because that implies that they feel safe around you. And this is also someone who's very physically attracted to you. You're their type. They feel like they would be proud to have you on their arm. But what we need to figure out here is this beyond the surface level. Is it primarily physical attraction and excitement, or is there something a little bit more like long term here? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. We do, by the way, have a members only live stream in a little bit under 2 hours from now. And you can also, in that description box, find out how to get yourself one of my homemade soy candles on Etsy. Let's dive in. What should we use? We're going to go with the stained glass tarot. What else do we have, please? We have the World, Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Magician. Someone feels lucky. Like I have, encountered a lot of people and, been excited about connections in the past, but this is different. This connection feels different from what I have experienced before. And with this Magician card, we also have someone who's feeling very capable of approaching this relationship in a healthy way. But we do have that underlying fire energy or passionate energy. Hello, King. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. We've got the Five of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Yeah, so this is why we have a question mark over, is this just a physical attraction? We have this excitement and, I feel like things are easy with you. I feel like there's a lot of potential, but I need to know more about you. I need to understand more about, what kind of partner you would be. So this is someone who feels like there's a need for some deep conversations. Ace of Swords and the Four of Swords in the reverse. Like, I need to figure out if there is something here in terms of unhealed energy. Can we make it past the honeymoon phase, basically? Hello, Ankit. How are you doing? Oh, don't you worry about that, King. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? Are you going to have some tacos today? We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Chariot. Yeah, there's a concern, like, is this going to be one of those things where everything's looking great, we get along really well, you laugh at my jokes, but can we like stand the test of time? Or is there going to be something that makes me feel like I need to walk away from this? So, how are they going to figure this out? Conversation, King of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. So I do think this is a desire to be able to talk about some of the values, morals, principles, difficult experiences. How have you approached healing or, any potential like traumatic events? They want to understand what fires you've walked through. What has molded you and made you the person that you are today? It's like I don't want any of the like shiny facade, like put forth your best face, right? I want to know the more difficult side. Hello, Aparajita. Did I say that right? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Christina. What's going on? Did somebody say tacos? Hello, Tiana. Hello, Drip. I'm sure he loves you too. Let's just keep in mind that my live chat is not meant for religious recruitment or judgments. Oh, I see you already got escorted out. Well, thanks for stopping by. Judge not yet ye be judged, right? Six of Cups in the reverse and the Hermit. A little bit of investigative energy. I've got to make sure that this isn't like similar to previous loves or dating experiences where maybe I got excited and felt like this was the one, but I hadn't really done any of that due diligence to figure out where you're at from a mental or emotional standpoint and make sure that there is some alignment there as well. Like, okay, great, we're attracted to each other, but what else? What else is going on underneath that hot exterior, right? Hello, Skywalker. I am from planet Earth. I'm just curious, though. What are you going to do with that information if I tell you where I'm from, huh? Hello, Rachel. How's your day going? Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Shivam. I'm sending you healing energy. I hope things get better for you. Happy birthday to you, Joshua. Tarot card reading. How's it going, Wolf? So we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I want to be intentional with my time. If there is something that doesn't align between the two of us, I'd rather know now than find out down the line. So I do think this is like, maybe we've been hanging out for a couple weeks. Maybe we've been on several dates. Maybe even, visited your place or you visited mine. But it's not brand new anymore, and I want to make sure that if I continue to invest in this relationship that it has the ability to potentially go like long term, right? Oh, you can make it, Rachel. Hello, B. How are you doing? What else do we have? Two of Swords in the reverse and Justice in the reverse. Decisiveness. This is someone who feels like they need to figure this out soon. I really do think there's intention here, right? Like, I don't want to be just flirting with somebody or potentially like pursuing a physical connection. I want to know if there's going to be that emotional and spiritual connection. I'm not just interested in like a one night stand, right? Or like a 3-night stand. But why Justice in the reverse? A little bit of concern because there's been a pattern that has happened of people misrepresenting themselves. So we have somebody here who's a little bit like extra protective of their heart. I know that there are people who will lie about seeing a future or wanting something serious just because they want to see the pants come off, right? Who needs pantalones? Oh, thank you for the cat, DJ. Hello, Manahar. How are you doing? Hello, Amit. How are you doing? Tower in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. There is a bit of a crack in the foundation. I don't want to make assumptions just because maybe you've had like a rough day. Maybe you took out your frustrations on the server, or maybe you have a bit of like road rage. But is this indicative of a bigger like character flaw, or could we potentially be happy together? I do feel like someone's a little bit hesitant, right? Like I've been burned before. I don't want to get overly excited about this because there's a chance this could go like wrong, you know? Hello, Amit. If you would like me to pull some cards for you, please feel free to put your request in a super chat. Empress in the reverse. As Rachel mentioned, I do the personal questions after the general reading, Amit, so that would be in about 20 minutes. Empress in the reverse, Five of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles. Uh-oh. Asking questions or getting to know this person a bit better. It may seem to you like there is a risk here of codependent energy. Trying to figure out if, I think it's tied to a conversation about one's ex. The way you talk about your ex or your previous relationship says a lot about whether or not you've healed from that situation, and also whether or not you can take accountability and apply that to how you heal and how you work on yourself. I think we have someone here who you're very attracted to, but there could be an issue in terms of maybe we don't necessarily have as much patience as we should for other people. It might initially show up in terms of how they talk to strangers or people that you run into in public places. And then I feel like there might be a comment or a conversation around a previous relationship that makes you wonder, like, have you actually healed from that relationship? Have you taken some sort of, time to actually reflect on that? It's a little bit of a question mark. Ten of Cups in the reverse and the Knight of Cups. Maybe this is just a little bump in the road. But I do see an argument here. Wondering if somebody is perhaps a little bit moody or gets defensive talking about what happened. Like, why did you break up with the last person that you dated? You're looking for the subtext here. You're like, maybe you're not just going to come out and say like, oh, I'm a bad partner because I expect everybody else to like fix things. And, I might like kind of not believe in changing my own behavior, just like blaming everybody else. Most people aren't going to tell themselves that way, right? It's going to be a little bit more subtle. Yes. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Tamit. Is that how I say that? You really in my live chat telling me I should go get plastic surgery? Okay. How about no? Look, you guys, the pursuit of perfection is one of those things that can really distract you from the purpose that you have in life. And I'm not going to say any like specific names, but I will say that there are a number of people in the public eye who have sought perfection from a physical standpoint and literally lost what made them unique and memorable and relatable. So, to the people who like to be overly critical of you, or maybe you're overly critical of yourself, just remember that some of those flaws or, I don't know, very unique things about you should be celebrated and cherished, right? So, no, I'm not going to be getting any plastic surgery. But hey, thanks for stopping by. Hello, Susho. How are you doing? I don't really care about the World Cup. Sorry, sweetie. Hello, Manish. How are you doing? Thank you for subscribing. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? Kunal, I think just like genuinely caring about people helps. Sleep. You too, Tamil. What's up, Dracula? I hope you're having a good one. This is the. Hold on, you guys. It's in my noggin somewhere. The Blanco Nero. We've got the Chariot in the reverse, the Sun in the reverse, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. I do think this is somebody who is hiding something. I feel like you have a little bit of a record scratch moment. Things are going great. You're laughing. You're enjoying each other. You probably see each other multiple times, right? But you can't really keep a mask on forever, right? At some point, that mask is going to fall. And there is some unresolved. I feel like this is they're angry at their ex. And look, it's fine to feel frustrated that something happened in the past that wasn't fair. I think we can all have a little bit of, or should be allowed, a little bit of grace dealing with those disappointments or betrayals of the past. But if you're going to spend, 30 minutes whining about what happened to you in a previous relationship to the person you are potentially pursuing a new relationship with, ask yourself if you're really ready to do that, because I think it's important to be able to discuss what you've been through without it being like a that's you, that's what you sound like. I'm just kidding. We've got someone here who I think feels like they have the upper hand when they're talking negatively about a person that they dealt with in the past, but it really just to the more observant individual, i.e., you, comes across as them blaming this person and not really having processed those emotions or let go of that, right? Thank you, James. I super appreciate not being yelled at though. So if you could make sure to use some lowercase letters, that would be great as well. And real talk, if I was replying to you with typing, I would totally be letting you know what the appropriate usage of your would be in that instance, because I'm a little bit lame like that. You need an apostrophe and an E, hun. Hello, Cindy. How are you doing? But don't worry, we can still be friends. Hello, Louise. How's your day going? Of course. No need to apologize, Louise. I can't remember anything that you did that was obnoxious, so you good. Hello, Ryan. Don't make me get the plank. What else do we have? The Emperor and the King of Cups. So here's the thing. You have worked on yourself. You have processed and forgiven. I think that's a big part of it. That could be the missing link here for the person that you're seeing. So you want somebody who's on that level, because if you're dealing with somebody who still has some like grudge that they're holding for their ex, I gotta ask, like, if you're still mad at them, does that mean you're still holding on to some feelings or some like hope that that ex is going to come back around and treat you right? Because I think part of forgiveness of the people that you've dated in your past is also letting go of that idea that they owe you something, or that, maybe they'll come back around and do you right. If you're able to talk about your experiences in a mature way and not be all like, yeah, can't believe they did that. Because that's how you talk about it when you're like that, right? You can show that maturity without having to say, guess what? I'm mature. I know how to let go of people that have wronged me. So I feel like you start to question, are you this mad over something that happened a long time ago? Are you talking about this person in that way because you still kind of want that? Or because you are still angry and forgiveness might be a little bit too challenging for you? Because that's going to be a block. That's going to make something new a bit more challenging. So we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. The World. I can't help it, you guys. Every once in a while when I say the world, I hear the world is a vampire. I do. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Sometimes people will tell you that things are done, things are over, you don't care anymore about this ex, but the way they say it, you're like, really? Because it kind of sounds like you still think about them a lot. It kind of sounds like you still want to be with that person. It kind of sounds like maybe you need to let something go from your past. So maybe this person does actually want something serious with you. Maybe they are intentional. But if they have unfinished business with someone from their past that leads them to talk especially negatively about their ex, I think you start to question whether or not that person has actually done the healing that they need to do in order to be pursuing something seriously or intentional with you. Because you can talk about those things coming from a place of here's what I learned from it, right? Here's what I learned about myself. Here's what I had to do to like kind of pivot away from some behavior or habits that allowed for that relationship to happen. Hello, Cyber Johnny. How are you doing today? Key Controller says, don't sleep when angry. 3 weeks later. It's so funny because I saw the first part and I was like, if I can't sleep when I'm angry, when will I sleep? Hello, Melissa. How are you doing? You deserve so much more, Melissa. I'm sending you a giant hug. Yes. I don't want to harp on you because I don't want you to think that I'm over here like judging you. I just want to make sure that you feel like anytime you're in the live chat, you know you're loved and respected. Hello, Aditya. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Do you want to know what my favorite thing about India is besides all the amazing food that you all have? It's the fact that you have a time zone that is half an hour different. Like, we could have like multiple time zones here, but let's just go with, oh, it's 11 a.m. for you. Cool. It's 12:30 p.m. over here. We've got the Hanged Man in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So it might be difficult to be mature or honest with yourself that this person's got a lot going for them. They're attractive, they're funny, maybe they've got a great career. I don't know what it is. But you can tell that there's an emotional block or something that is still keeping them in the past that makes it difficult to actually pursue something serious with them. Happy birthday, Suya. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope I said your name right. Apologies if I messed it up. Hello, Matthew. How's your day going? Hello, Rizwan. How are you doing? Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Melissa. I hope that goes well, James. I appreciate that you keep the faith on that and that you are prioritizing your son. That's lovely. Hello, Bhakti. How are you doing? Hello, Cosmos. How are you doing? So we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Looks like your spirit guide is saying it's a no for me, dog. They're still carrying burdens from their previous relationship. They've not been able to accept what happened. Forgiveness and acceptance are probably a pretty close to overlapping Venn diagram, right? Accepting that part of the nature of dating is that a lot of people aren't going to be your person. You might kiss a lot of frogs, or maybe even just hug them, before you get to the person that is meant to be your partner. That's okay. Patience is a virtue, and we learn from the different stops along the way. But part of that requires looking at yourself, being a little bit more self-aware than you were the day before, and letting go of whatever hopes you might have had for that relationship instead of obsessing over what went wrong and why did this person treat me the way that they did. Let them be who they are and let them go on their merry way, or less than merry way. This is, oh no, let's get some oracle actually. What are you called again? I think this is called the Hard Truths. Oh, the box is right here. Let's just take a quick peek. Yep, it's called the Hard Truths, you guys. I was right. Also, still up here is my fun little Care Bear sticker. Hello, Harish. How are you doing? I don't know what you're asking, but I hope you're having a good one. Thank you for subscribing, Riswan. If you would like me to answer a question for you, please feel free to put your question in a super chat. That's true. You're right. Yes. When Tiana says, please do not spam the live chat with repeated questions, just know that I condone that message. If y'all have seen me do free personal questions before, generally speaking, it's because it's a deep spiritual question or someone who approaches it in a very respectful way. All right, so we have wrong person and closed door. Well, dang, they're not leaving much to interpretation here. Not everyone is meant for every stage of the journey. Protect your energy with clear boundaries and a firm refusal to settle. You do not need to be involved with somebody who is still looking over their shoulder, angry at somebody that they feel like things should have worked out with. Because their energy is still tainted by that anger and that lack of acceptance. So you should close the door on that. This path is blocked with needless complications for a reason. Rejection is protection. Respect the redirection and focus on something new or forgotten that will lead you into a better alignment. This ain't the one. They're still focused on something else, and therefore you should also be focused on something else. Riswan, if you would like me to do a question for you, please send it in a super chat. This is the situations deck. Yeah, see, this is the person who was wearing a bit of a mask, hoping that you wouldn't notice. They still have this anger over a previous situation as they are pursuing an offer from you. So if you move too quickly or you rush through getting to know them, you might end up getting stuck in a connection with somebody who is actually still thinking about another person. And we don't need you being like called a different name in bed, right? That's not fun for anybody, unless that's your thing. Crickets, crushed, ascension. Bing, bang, boom. Yes, this person may be frustrated or have a negative reaction when you tell them that you think it's best to part ways. And that's just going to be validation for you that this is someone who's not ready to be in a connection with you. So let it go, move on, because they are still caught up on something from their past. And when you reject this, you're telling the universe that you're ready for something that is more meaningful. You should have puppies any day now. Yes. Do you have like a specific question? Let me just add that, Luis, but please tell me what specifically you're talking about. What else do we have, please? Yeah. See, you are risking a relationship that is on your level if you get distracted by this person who is still frustrated over something that happened in their past. They might be talking about this person owing them money. They might be mad because of, oh, they still have my jacket. It's indicative to you that they have not actually processed that situation. Will Minnie have a safe delivery? And will it be soon? Thank you, Luis. I've added that for you. Hey, Rizwan. Can you please stop repeating the same thing? Please? Please? Otherwise, see how your message got deleted? Otherwise, you're going to get blocked, okay? And it's probably worth mentioning that complimenting my looks does not make me feel like doing free readings. And it's not really my favorite thing. Oh, I bet, Louise. I hope things go well. All right, so we've got just a couple minutes before we start those personal questions. This is the Golden Art Nouveau. 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands in the reverse, 6 of Pentacles. The universe is like, just so you know, the sooner you punt that one, don't actually kick this person, okay? But as soon as you punt them to the curb, as soon as you admit to yourself, they need to go back into the oven. They're not done yet. Again, we're not going to put any actual people in an oven. They're not ready yet, okay? It's a half-cooked burrito situation. So do not procrastinate. Do not try to give them 18 different chances, because the universe is looking at this as, oh, would you like to return that? Did that not work out for you? Cool. Here's the exchange for you. Here's somebody who has actually worked on themselves. So when you're honest about how you feel, when you acknowledge that this person's not ready for a relationship and therefore you're not interested in the naked hokey pokey, then somebody else who's actually healed is going to show up in your life. Hello, is it Joginder? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but welcome. I hope you're having a good day. You're good, Rachel. No Hansel and Gretel. I suppose that would work, wouldn't it? So we have Temperance, Judgment, and Magician. So do yourself a favor, be decisive. When you know that this person is not the right person that you're looking for, communicate that information respectfully, and then you're going to manifest in a connection that makes more sense. Somebody who's on your level that I think you understand is actually open to that kind of connection. If, however, you take your sweet time and you're like, I don't know, maybe they're gonna figure it out and they're really hot, so maybe I should just hang out for a little bit longer, you're gonna miss out on something that is good for you. So Put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, we're gonna go to personal questions. What should we use? This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. I think it's actually Earth and Bone Tarot. I have the Earth and Bones Oracle and the Earth and Bone Tarot. I think that's what it is. Hello, Jose. Thank you for the sparkles. Hello, what's up, Mustafa? Obviously, have you seen my wand? I don't have my hat. Wait. Hold on. Oops, the skull fell. Okay, yes, I'm a sorceress, can't you tell? All right, I'm back. I'm gonna be normal now, I swear. I kind of want to get like a t-shirt made now that says, "Are you a sorceress?" Or maybe it's a druidess, huh? All right, we got, hello, Lemonade, how are you doing? Hello, Moon, what's up? Isn't it great? Well, it's more like I'm planning on at some point wearing it to the pool. Because otherwise, when I go to the pool, I like cover my face with a towel, which is a lot less fun. Why, thank you, Key Controller. Hello, Charlabite, how you doing? These are not the droids you're looking for. You're right. All right, so for Luis, what spiritual guidance does Luis need, please? Five of Jars, or the Five of Cups in the reverse. The Hermit in the reverse. King of Pentacles or King of Petals in the reverse. Five of Petals and the Five of Swords. Well, clearly the number 5 is important. Dang. So there's some challenge here, some risk of instability and like missing the point. It feels to me like this is saying there's someone here who does not have the right intentions with you. And yes, I feel like you're wanting to take like the mature approach. But I feel like you're giving this person too much slack or too much credit, and it leads to a worse problem. So is this somebody that Luis needs to like call out? Not so much that you need to put this person in their place, but you need to be quick with the boundaries to avoid this person overstepping again. This is like you lend somebody your hammer, and when they get it back to you, it's only after you ask like 3 times for them to return your item. And when they return it, there's like syrup on the handle. And you're like, why were you using the hammer when you were eating pancakes? They don't respect your things. And then they come back around and they're like, hey, can I borrow your car? And you're like, okay, but like there's a strict no syrup policy. How about just like don't let them borrow your car? There's someone who keeps like pushing you, and it's time for you to be like, nope, we're not going to play that game. So it's not so much that you tell this person that they need to get their life together, even though they do. It's more so that you're restricting something that they have access to. It could be not borrowing money to somebody who still owes you money from something else. But I do feel like this is somebody who's pushing you too far, and it's too much. So there's not enough protective energy or like restriction between you and this person. Hey, Jogging Deer, if I'm saying that correctly, please, I would require a little bit more respect than what you're showing. You're being like demanding when you haven't tipped anything. I do the personal questions. In part because I love my collective, but also like I don't have a specific requirement on how much you chat. But I do get a little bit offended when people come in here and think that they can tell me what to do on my live stream and they get impatient. So let's be a little bit respectful, please. Let me see. Hello, Tango. How are you doing? You've been seeing five a lot, Luis? I believe it. Hello, WAP. What's up? Why we talk about basketball? Did I miss a basketball conversation? I'm confused. Hello, Mystery. How are you doing? Is this like work related, perhaps? So we have the Six of Cups. I feel like this is someone who is in a work situation themselves, but it's not who you work with necessarily. So maybe you are paying this person for some sort of service and they're not giving what you've paid for. So in other words, like don't continue to patronize. Is that the right word? I feel like that's the wrong word. Don't continue to work with somebody if they have shown that they're not necessarily delivering on their end of the bargain. Thank you, Redbeard. I appreciate it. Her mallet is ready. Lemonade thought it was a mallet. That's funny. Okay, yeah, it could be the mom. Is it mother? This is somebody who refuses to change their ways. So it's like, don't encourage this person if they continue to do the same thing. Regarding the puppies, will Minnie have a safe delivery? No, I do think there's going to be something complicating it. So is this going to require a veterinarian to oversee it? I do feel like there could be a risk here that you need to work with a vet. Is this going to be a complication for Minnie's health? Yes. Is there something that Luis needs to do to prepare for that he's not done? Yes, there's more research or insight that you could have regarding Minnie in particular, potentially having some issues. Will it be in the near future? Will it be soon? Not like as soon as you would like, but soon after that. So whatever you define as soon, let's say it's like 5 days, it's going to be more like 6 or 7 days. And I do feel like a longer than normal time frame of labor, which could be part of the issue. Will it turn out all right in the end? It's kind of up in the air, to be honest. The important thing is, if you feel like you're out of your depth, if you feel like you don't know what's going on, call someone. You might have to deal with an emergency vet. But I do feel like it's important at this point to be knowledgeable on the kinds of things that could potentially go wrong. I'm worried I missed somebody else's question, but I think we're good. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find where I was before. Hi, Chris. You got a problem? Just curious. Hello, Lord Rod. Interesting name. I don't deal with lottery. That ain't my thing. That's not why I have a gift. That's on you. Anybody want to tell me what moksha means? Because I feel like it's disrespectful. And if it is, Chris, I'm gonna keep that right up here. I love you guys. Y'all are funny. Okay, so let's see what we've got for some yes no questions. This is the Magic 8 Ball deck. Luis, I'm sending you protective energy, and I really do hope that things go well for you and Minnie and her little ones. So if you all have a yes or no question, that's cool. You're going to come up with 2 more because I'm going to pull 3 cards. So remember, they have to have an answer that is either yes or no. So something like, does Billy have a crush on me? Yes, probably with truck nuts, right? That's my guess. All right. So, do you have your 3 yes or no questions yet? You could always pause the live stream if you're taking a minute to come up with them, you know? You know? There's another one that was flipped over. Don't you lie to me. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Are you ready? Question number 1, please. Okay, well, that's a little rough. In no way. Well, there you go, Lord Rod. I just answered your question for you. Question number 2. I think so. So there's a little bit of doubt here, probably could be because you have a question that involves several variables or how someone feels. And let's keep in mind, some days you might feel this way, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, actually, no, I don't like them anymore. So a little bit of doubt for that second question's answer. Question 3. I'm tired, ask me later. Relatable. I'm gonna ask one more. And it's technically later. Now we get absolutely. So there might be a little bit of a delay here on whatever that was. I saw another one that was flipped over, you guys, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for it later. I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for being you. Remember, you deserve to be respected. Some of you might be facing a relationship decision where you need to have those high standards in place, okay?